Fables of Faerûn I, the dim-witted drow. Long ago, in the city of Mensa, a drow wizard named Thad studied magic in the Academy of Sorcerer. Each 10-day, the archmage would ask Thad to demonstrate his newfound skills, and each 10-day, Thad would fail. Sorcerer educates only the brightest of pupils, warned the archmage. Your scholarship must improve, or you will be expelled. That very night, Zod stepped out of Mensa to seek the hidden city of mind flayers, Orendal. The library there boasted the most complete body of knowledge in the whole of the Underdark. I'll learn about all that is and ever was, vowed Zad. The Archmage will have no choice but to keep me. Yet, the longer Zad searched for Orendal, the more lost he became. His body weak and his stomach empty. The drow fell to the ground and reality faded. Zad awoke within a vast circular hall lined with tomes and tablets, untold knowledge etched upon them. Orendal. I made it! I will know everything! He exclaimed. A wide smile crossed Zad's face. He barely noticed the tadpole wriggling just above his left eye. Yes, said a voice in Zad's head. Everything. Fables of Faerûn II, the Daring Dwerga. In the deep city of Gragelstock lived a young dwerga named Chul, who could conjure eerie whispers in his brothers' minds. Eager to develop his psionic powers and take over his clan, he asked the Godfather who could teach him further. Cross the dark lake. On the south shore there is a chasm, said the Godfather. Within the chasm lives a rogue mind flayer called Ir. It will teach you all you must know. Jules' voyage was fraught with danger. He fended off aboleths and cloakers alike until he reached the mind flayer's chasm. Ir emerged from its hovel, tentacles writhing. I am here to learn, Shul told it. Very well, came the response. On the first moon's passing, Ir taught Shul how to read minds. On the second, it taught Shul how to bend them. But this was not enough for Shul. He wanted to destroy minds with a mere word. So be it, said Ir, and it bestowed a blessing on Shul. It is yours, the knowledge to shatter a single mind, but you may only speak the command once, Ir told Shul, for then it is forever forgotten. Ready to assume control of his clan, Shul returned to Gragelstock. Show me what you learn, the Godfather told Shul. Shul grinned, spoke the command, and his own skull shattered before the Godfather's eyes. Said the Godfather, the lesson is complete. Fables of Faerûn III, the Enticing Elder. There were once two sisters, one a great fighter and one a great cleric, who longed for new adventure. I shall skewer an elder brain upon my sword, cried the fighter, to the Underdark. I wish to know the secrets of the brain's powers, said the cleric. Let us be off. In the recesses of the deep, the sisters glue darklings and darrow, bugbears and bullets. The two reached an illicit colony when the fourth 10-day passed. Their quest would soon be complete. With great effort, they felled a half-dozen mind flayers and soon reached the Elderbrain's lair. It rose from the brine pool at the center of its chamber, flanked by the lithids. The brain didn't speak aloud, but the sisters could hear it in their minds. I am called Quas. Why have you come? I'll make your power my own, called the cleric. I'll crush you and bring an end to your tyranny, said the fighter. The brain hovered in silence. A moment later, a burst of psionic energy shook the chamber, and the sisters lay dead. Good luck, Quas replied. The Lithids feasted heartily that day. Fables of Faerûn IV, the Magnanimous Miner. In the underground city of Mandalderith lived a deep gnome called Sadi and her father Sam. Each morning, the hard-working Sadi traveled to the nearby grotto, pick in hand, to mine gems. Each night, the lazy Sam would count them and demand even more. You cannot rest until I am the richest man in all of Faerûn. One day, Sadi encountered a stranger on her path home, a haggard creature, grey of skin and small of stature. A Darrow, exclaimed Sadi. Please, said the Darrow, I have no money and no home. I beg of you a single rupee so I might sell it for food. Sadi found pity in her heart and gave the beggar a rupee. She told her father about the Darrow upon returning home. Do not believe his lies, warned Sam. Darrow are selfish, demented creatures. Give him no more, lest I cast you away. The Darrow was waiting for Sadi the next day. Please, give me 10 rupees so I might sell them for shelter. Sadi, moved by his plea, did as he asked and journeyed home, where Sam rebuked her. An inferior haul, he said. This will not stand. On the third day, the Darrow appeared in the grotto. 100 rupees, please, so I might feed my brothers and sisters. The kind-hearted Sadi handed the beggar her entire sack of gems. As he took it, there was a great flash of light. Where the beggar had stood was a massive gold dragon. You prove yourself generous of heart and spirit. Come to my lair and share in my golden hoard. Sadi eagerly accepted, joining the dragon in his opulent hideaway. 1 year later, Sadi passed a beggar near the grotto. Her own father, Sam. Sadi, I have no money and no home, he said. I beg of you, a single rupee so I might sell it for food. Sadi found no pity in her heart and walked away. Fables of Faerûn V, the Boy and the Beholder. A shepherd's son tended to his father's flocks on the banks of the Gjallar. The days grew long and the boy grew bored. To amuse himself, he called out, Beholder, beholder! The shepherd came running, but there was no beholder. The boy pointed and giggled, but the shepherd scolded him. Do not cry beholder when there is no beholder. Promise? I promise, said the boy. But the next day was as boring as the last. Beholder! The boy cried, and his father rushed to his side. The boy laughed and laughed, but the shepherd only frowned and shook his head. 3 days later, the boy spotted a round figure floating in the distance. It had one giant eye in the middle of its face, a mouth full of pointed teeth, and thin stalks growing from it, each with an eye peeking from the tip. Beholder, beholder, he shouted, but no one came. The beholder began to float toward him, and the boy turned and sprinted along the river. He ran and ran until he reached a high bank and could run no more. The boy cried and cowered, bracing for the beholder's deadly ray. Instead, a familiar voice said, "Turn around." The boy turned. There was no beholder, only the shepherd, clad in a woolen cloak. A giant eye was painted on the front, and a toothy mouth below. Vines were sewn to the cloak's edges. "You scared me," sobbed the boy. "That makes us even," said his father as he dried the boy's tears. The boy never cried beholder again. Fables of Faerûn I, the cheerful deep gnome. Deep in the Underdark lived Doyle, a plucky deep gnome slave. Day and night he and his brother toiled for 5 smiths, mining iron and mithril until their arms ached and their eyes burned. "Faster!" cried the Dwerga. And faster Doyle would dig, even into the night while his masters slept, smiling all the while. "How can you smile while we slave?" asked the brother. "Because I wish our masters much success," was Doyle's reply. Words of the Dwerga's quality weapons and armor quickly spread. To meet demand, the Dwerga brought in more slaves and began to forge and stockpile their wares at the dig site. Yet Doyle dug harder than ever, his wide grin never faltering. Soon the Dwerga's operation grew so great that they commanded 20 deep gnome slaves. The day the 21st came, Doyle laughed and whooped so loud his Dwerga captors sought silence in a nearby grotto. The slavers returned to find Doyle and his fellow deep gnomes clad in robust mithril armor and carrying mighty iron weapons, all taken from the slavers' stockpile. The 5 fell quickly, for they were no match for 21 armed deep gnomes, and Doyle, he never stopped smiling. Beneath the fable, an incensed reader has written a brief review. "Garbage! This where the gnomes are getting bright ideas? Anyhow, I don't get it. The lesson makes no damn sense."